Yeah, so, you might have noticed that I collect a few dolls. Hello, fellow doll lovers, Barbie Nation here. Welcome, and welcome back to my channel. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning into another fun video with me today. My name is Aryan, aka Barbie Nation, and what I do is I collect dolls, I play with dolls, I talk about dolls, and every now and then I give them a super cute makeover. So if you're into anything cute, sweet, and petite, definitely subscribe to my channel to get some lovely pastel glitters on your feed. Now let's get into this Mattel Creations haul. Here we go. So, welcome to a very nice, fun, cozy, and relaxing video with me again today. So, I actually wanted to share some latest additions to my collection, actually. And instead of doing like separate, maybe a bit more boring reviews per doll, I thought let's just put them all together in one big video and do a multi-review, because these are dolls that really are additions to my collection, and I'm not going to necessarily restyle them because I really love them in the form that they are. So I thought, why not unwind a little bit, show them with some lovely peaceful music, a little bit of talking, and the thing you're used to on my channel. So before we start today, I actually want to do a little shout out today to Karen's Barbie Boutique and her husband, Matthew Zeiss. Girl, congratulations on your birthday. We're very close to age, and I feel ya. And your husband was such a cutie to reach out to me to ask if I wanted to join you guys at the Barbie experience in Amsterdam. It was just the cutest thing to me that you wanted to arrange this whole surprise visit of me there at the Amsterdam experience, surprising your wife on her 40th birthday. And unfortunately, our schedules didn't match. So, girl, I can only say from, the Pastel Kingdom, happy birthday. I hope you have a blast at the Barbie experience. And Matthew, you're the best husband ever. So, okay, with that out of the way, let's get into these amazing dolls that are my latest additions to my collections. And yeah, let's start off with the Tribute to Fashion doll. So, with this second Tribute to a Fashion doll, we're traveling back in time to the Roaring 20s. This diva, yeah. First of all, this collection, or the start of this collection, is just wow. These are very heavy priced dolls, but to me, they're such an addition to like fashion history. I really love that these dolls are inspired by, different eras back in time, centuries or decades, or I just really love that. So it really is a historical journey with fashion. Now this girl, she is the second entry in the history inspired fantasy series. Barbie celebrates the Roaring 20s in luxurious flapper inspired couture. The shimmery nude gown drips with fringe details that sway with her every dance move. Heads will turn at the dramatic sweep of her powder blue cape, which adds even more elegance to this elevated Art Deco look. Accessorized with a draping pearl necklace and matching hat piece, our premium doll will razzle-dazzle collectors and fashion fans alike. So true, so true. First of all, the box, the way that it's presented, gorgeous. Kind of a shame that you really cannot see the doll, immediately. For box collectors, I don't know really how you guys will display her. I'm even questioning that myself because I'm kind of on the fence here. Like, do I want to take her out of the box or not? I think it will do her justice to take her out of that box. But then again, the box is so iconic to me. So it has kind of like this magnet function. So you can, you know, open the box without opening it, but, you know, further display it with gorgeous pieces of photography inside. I just think it's so classy, the way that they presented her in this box. Really, really elegant and really, really tasteful. Yeah. So she's a gold label doll. She has the gorgeous Lena face, really with that 20s makeup, you know, the little mouth, the red lip or the really deep red lip, and the lashes, the heavy eyebrows. Yeah, gorge. I also really love that she has this side glance, or, you know, this dreamy look to the side. And yeah, her hair is gelled like a helmet, but with this hairstyle, you gotta, to keep everything in place and to, you know, every little bit of curl or wave in that hair, you really have to gel that down with a short bob like this. Gorgeous Model Muse body. I mean, what's not to love? And that dress, wow, it really is gorgeous. It actually has 2 layers, so it has this nude illusion, but also kind of not. The silver accents, you know, that pattern on the dress is just really gorgeous with the fringe. And she also has some really nice heels, actually. I have not seen this particular shoe mold before. I also want to say the same about the hand jewelry, like the bracelet that turns into a ring. I don't think I've ever seen that jewelry mold on a Barbie before. So I also really appreciate it when they add like really like new details or molds to a doll and not recycle pieces that you can recognize from perhaps Playline dolls, because they do that sometimes, and that takes away the exclusivity or the richness of that particular collector doll. You know what I mean? So I love that they used new pieces. The blue cape is so dramatic, love it, but I don't see it necessarily as a piece that, you know, complements the outfit. It's really big, and yeah, maybe it's also because it's the style of that era, but I would have loved to see that cape, you know, transform into like a big bow on the back or something. But maybe that would be like too outlandish for the era that they're designing. So what are your thoughts on this tribute to fashion Barbie? Also, that first girl, that Marie Antoinette inspired pink queen was wow. Yeah, I still am so happy she's in my collection with that Carl face. But okay, this girl, what do you think of this girl? She's actually, by the time of filming this video, she was still available on Mattel Creations. She is, yeah, she's a pricey one, but yeah, she is a gorgeous one too. And I think once the collection is done, this will be a very interesting and gorgeous lineup of girls. So next up is the Styled by Design Linda Kia Mershon doll. I just talked about her in my doll talk video, and you know, I was serving up a little bit of a fantasy about her, like she's this vampire countess. And I'm still standing by that theory, by the way. She really looks like that. She looks like she's, you know, like elegantly old, but I mean, still in her, 20s youth, she has a vampire vibe. Let's just keep it at that. But she is drop dead gorgeous. So she doesn't quite fit like the Pastel Kingdom code, but I mean the elegance, the beauty, the fashion, the regalness. Wow, what a doll. Again, Lena face. There's something about that face that's just really classy and just made for collector dolls. Have we seen Lena as like a fashionista perhaps, or I don't know, another type of playline doll? I don't think so, have we? So, in our 4th installment of the Style by Design series, we showcase the stunning creative talents of Linda Kia Mershon. Her dream red carpet look brought to life. This collectible Barbie stuns in a nude-colored hourglass gown with silvery embroidery. Over the dress, Linda adds dramatic puffy sleeves with a show-stopping floor-length terrain and sheer gloves, paired with statement-making silvery jewelry and a glam makeup look. Barbie is ready for an elegant night out. Well, yeah, definitely. She looks like she's going to the opera. Yeah, or some really fancy charity ball or something, or the Oscars. Yeah. I was also wondering if like the upper length gloves were attached to the puffy sleeves, but they're actually not. So those are separate. I did have some critique about the jewelry because I thought that the necklace was really like a big chunk of plastic around her neck. For the price tag that she has, which is 110 US dollars, 130 euros if you're in Europe. Yeah, but I mean, we could have at least gotten a solid, good piece of jewelry for her neck. Maybe some actual like pearls or with an actual chain detail, but yeah, that was not so cute about her. But her gown, that hourglass gown, is really, really gorgeous and beautifully made. Again, this girl, I cannot get myself to unbox her yet. She has the same thing where her sleeve around that box, which is also so elegant, with, the pattern on that box, it kind of matches the pattern on the dress. We have a word for that here, which is baroque, which is kind of like this vintage feel, but a little bit on the curly, maybe a little bit on like the kitschy side, but in an elegant, good way. But again, she has that sleeve, and her box, the glare on that box is insane. So I think it would do her justice to take her out of that box. So I wonder if she is the 4th and last of the whole Style by installment. As a group, and if you look at all 4 dolls next to each other, there's not really like a cohesiveness. There's a cohesiveness with the boxes, because they all have that sleeve, but they really are differently designed dolls. The one that stands out for me is absolutely the one from Bill Greening, that 70s inspired or 60s, 70s inspired groovy gal. I mean, with that Steffi face, she is the shit. With all of those accessory pieces, the coat, the look, everything about her is amazing. So what are your thoughts on this girl? Do you love her? What do you think of the series? Do you think it's the last girl, or you think... Next up is the collab that has been waiting for far too long, I guess. This year we saw the arrival of Monster High x Barbie. It took them a long time to do a mashup of these two iconic doll lines, which are actually the best-selling doll lines out there. Yeah. So we see Frankie Stein designed with vintage or original Barbie elements, like her black and white bathing suit and the Solo in the Spotlight dress. So cute. So cute. First of all, that packaging, I love like the two pieces sliding aside to unveil that doll. Wow. I love that Frankie has a blue and a green eye. Never noticed that on that doll. Now, was it the right choice to choose Frankie Stein for this collab? It depends. It is Monster High Skullector X Barbie and not Barbie X Monster High Skullector. So the main aesthetic had to be dark Monster High ghoulishness. If it was Barbie X Monster High, it would probably be more pink coated and cutesy coated. So yeah, I think for the aesthetic, they went for the right approach because they wanted to add like the vintage #1 Barbie elements to it. And it looks best, in my opinion, on Frankie Stein. Draculaura probably would have made this more pink coated, cutesy, kitschy, maybe a bit too Barbie, and not so much Monster High Skullector. So some details about this doll. I love the tag around the wrist that says genuine Frankie. Same as, you know, #1 Barbie. And I also love that they added the cat eye sunglasses, but with a electrifying, you know, version kind of way. I wonder if that original #1 Barbie bathing suit, you know, the pattern with that black and white, does that have a specific name? I tried to look it up, but it just says a black bathing suit with white trim, or one piece black and white zebra striped swimsuit. Yeah, I wonder. Is it a zebra print? Not exactly, right? No. I love how they, you know, translated this original design into like a Frankie design, you know, with the lightning, the bolts, that kind of pattern. That's really smart. They also added that with the shoes, but I will say I do think Frankie looks way cuter with the Solo in the Spotlight dress. Also, love the way, you know, they think of everything. Like the rose detail on that dress, they actually made that this candle dripping stamp thing with a Monster High, you know, skeleton face in that imprint. Really cute. And the necklace is actually also 2 lightning bolts. So OG Barbie had a pink little scarf with that look. They gave a black one to Frankie. Frankie does kind of have box hair, but not too bad. The hair feels so nice. Yeah. And they actually made this doll in honor of the 80th anniversary for Mattel. So it says, for the 80th anniversary of Mattel, we're bringing 2 of our celebrated dolls together in a monster mashup, paying homage to the original 1959 Barbie original teenage fashion model doll. Frankie Stein is all stitched up for a beach day in her striped swimsuit, lightning bolt sunnies, and hoop earrings. She even has an outfit change at the ready to take her from day to fright. In a dark gown that glitters like the night sky, she's all set for her Solo in the Spotlight moment at the scariest soiree in Malibu. I love the way they convert everything to scary terms. The same as it says in the box, Scream Age Fashion Model instead of teenage. So cute. She was actually already sold out on Mattel Creations. So I just really had to be here for like the historic doll moment. That's why I really wanted to add her to my collection, even though I'm not really an avid Monster High Skullector collector. But I mean, they are, you know, spitting out iconic dolls with that Skullector line. Yeah, because there's another one coming up, and you know which one. Okay, next we're going to talk about La Llorona, the Barbie Dia de Muertos special edition collector doll of this year. This doll, when I saw her, I was like so enchanted by her. Wow. Yeah. The okay, I'm a sucker for like a good wedding dress, and I don't know if this is meant to be a wedding dress, but it's kind of like giving ghost wedding. Yeah. And I'm obsessed. So I was really at the ready the moment she came out. Had to have her in my collection. She is gorgeous. So okay, La Llorona. Hauntingly draped in white lace, this legendary figure of Mexican lore returns as a gorgeous Dia de Muertos Barbie doll. A ghost story passed down for centuries, La Llorona comes to life in a tiered gown with a corset bodice, blue underskirt, and sleeves that envelope her translucent blue hands, decorated in a skeletal holiday design. This weeping woman is thought to return on this day, and she's adorned for the occasion with a striking black rose headdress and lace veil, plus traditional face makeup. Wow. Of course, designed by Javi Mabe, and he does all of the Dia de Muertos dolls. He does such a fantastic job. Wow, really. So the legend of La Llorona, inspired by the spine-tingling legend of La Llorona, Barbie personifies the doomed grieving mother in search of her lost children. Wearing a lace-trimmed, tiered off-the-shoulder dress with bell sleeves, the soft, faded look gives the appearance of a ghost that emerged from the riverbanks. Her long black hair cascades down her back and is framed by a crown of silver-washed black roses and accentuated by a long, flowy lace veil. Barbie's details include face painting highlighting her haunting look and delicate skeleton artwork on her hands and collarbone. She carries a candle to light the dark waterways she wanders at night. I mean, how could I? Yeah. Absolutely living for this whole legend. So everything about her is like really like water based. So like the water underneath her rose crown, the face painting, it really looks as if she has tears or like water's dripping over her face down to her neck. Really gorgeously done. Yeah. And the dress is actually not really white, but kind of like a grayish kind of white, and with that blue underskirt. Yeah, perfection. So she was sold out very quickly. Yeah, this is like good feedback for Mattel, you know, put out a doll like this and she's bam, sold out. So she actually has the Christian Louboutin face. Yeah. First, for a second here, I thought she had the Aphrodite face, but yeah, after close inspection, definitely Christian Louboutin. And she has the Model Muse body with the articulated arms. For a minute, I thought she might have the Music Muse body, but she's actually Model Muse with articulated arms. So, were you able to get yourself a La Llorona Dia de Muertos Barbie? And what do you think of her? Is the legend correct? Or are there other, perhaps, maybe a bit scarier versions of that legend? I'd love to know. No one can hear you scream in space, especially when the alien hunting you slays this hard. Just in time for Scary Season and the new Alien Earth series, we've reimagined the iconic Xenomorph of the original film franchise in terrifyingly chic Monster High style. This predatory creature is as nightmarish as ever, dressed in a sheer black and iridescent foil print top and skirt, plus a leather bodysuit. Face hugger heels make the look even more killer. Yes. This is one of those dolls. Wow. Okay, she's far from my pastel, aesthetic, but I had to be there for this doll. I mean, okay, flashback to the 80s. That movie was so scary. I remember I could not watch it. And I think I watched Alien for the first time when I was around perhaps 14 or 15, when that movie was already like 20 years old. But wow. Wow, what can I say? This Xenomorph is stunning, really. So I believe there was a second release for this doll, and there actually will be released next year, or another production batch. I don't know how they do this, but they probably had like a first batch which sold out so crazy fast that they added a second batch, or there was a second batch waiting. Yeah, I'm always confused when they first sell out really quick and then suddenly they have stock left, but then you have to wait for that stock to arrive half year later. So then I wonder, is this doll still like gold label? Is it still limited to 20,000 pieces, or is it suddenly, 30,000 pieces now? Yeah, that's kind of a mystery, but I'm glad everyone who really wanted a Xenomorph doll was able to probably get one. It really is kind of hard to really do this doll justice on screen. I do think they made like the most gorgeous promo pictures, and with a really white background, this doll really pops. Because inside the box, I get that it's in, the Alien universe, but yeah, it doesn't really do the doll justice. So who all got this doll? Who took the doll out of the box? Because again, I love the way that they displayed this doll in the box, and I really want to keep this as a keepsake. Peter is really into like sci-fi stuff, so he really thought this doll was like super awesome. And yeah, that also kind of hypes me up, I don't know if you guys have that, but when a partner is really like hyping a doll up, suddenly you get like the urge or some kind of like approval to get the doll, even though at first you were kind of like, maybe not for me. And of course, we also need to talk about Peaches and Cream. I was so happy when this repro was announced. I could not wait to get mine. So I ordered both because, I had to have like the full legendary experience here. But as many of you, I was sadly a little bit disappointed with the end results. Don't get me wrong, I love the repro. It is just yet another confirmation that, Mattel won't, I don't know, deliver what they used to deliver. We live in a day and age where this is the quality standard. And back in the day, back in the 80s, the quality standard was just way, way higher. That is a fact. But there were also different circumstances in the world. So if we compare her to her predecessors, like the first repro for the 50th anniversary of Barbie and the really, really OG Peaches and Cream. Yeah, you can definitely tell the quality difference here. Like the weight in the dress. The Repro is like super stiff, cheapy, plasticky material. And, you know, the OG is obviously like much richer in fabric, softer. Yeah, it's definitely there. And even the same with like the bodice part, the kind of like, what is it? Wrinkly, iridescent rock pattern. Maybe it's like fractured crystal. I don't know how you would describe that pattern. Fractured crystal sounds pretty, right? It's also really, really a difference in quality here. They've tried their best to replicate this, but yeah. Let's just say they tried. Other than that, they are on like a really classic 80s body. So they stepped away from like the 90s white printed underwear bodies for these 80s girls. They really did the 80s body with the small feet and the little toe details. The hair is nice saran. The face painting was good. I didn't have any scratches on the doll, so I'm happy with my repros, definitely. It was just really daring, actually, of them to reproduce one of the most loved Barbie dolls in Barbie history. So who all got themselves a Peaches and Cream reproduction? Did you get both? Did you just get the blonde? Did you just get the brunette? What did you think of the repro? Do you have like the OG so you could, you know, compare yourself? Let me know down in the comments below. I mean, let's continue that conversation about our favorite gal in Barbie history. I think her box could have been a little bit more dramatic. But then again, that's just me. She's as elegant as a peach blossom. One of the most beloved dolls of the superstar era is back, celebrating her graceful debut in 1985. Peaches and Cream is a nostalgic tribute to the glamour of her 40th anniversary. The doll stays authentic to the original in her flowy, peachy colored gown. The breathtaking dress features a pearly white bodice and a dark peach puff at the waist. To enhance the glam look, a complimentary stole adds drama to her captivating style with multiple layers of ruffles. With matching heels, diamond-like jewelry, and cascading hair, Barbie is pretty in peach and ready for her comeback. Easy now, Barbie. Easy with like the big statements of a comeback. Because yes, girl, you tried, but you didn't really come back like that. Because OG will forever be that girl. And last but not least is Barbie Fashion Model Collection Doll number 3, Petticoat Perfection. First of all, she is a Nubian princess, finally added to the lineup of the Silkstone gals. Wow, what a beauty. I mean, when I initially saw the release for this doll, I just, you know, you cannot deny like the Marie Antoinette inspiration here. Super cute, that petticoat moment, the bows, you know, coming back in the jewelry, on the dress, on the stiletto heels, really cute. But I will say, the construction of the dress, it feels kind of off. And I don't know why. I don't know why it feels off, because it looks good, it feels nice, but the petticoat underneath, it seems like it's kind of crooked for some reason, and I try to like, you know, style it the right way, but it doesn't really want to stay the way that I want it to stay. I really do love her jewelry though. They're really like nice, good, solid pieces of, you know, silvery metal ribbons with cute rhinestones in them. Yeah. Loving the heels, but those like gloves that she's wearing, those are freaking ugly. I don't know what they did here, but they look like Yeah, they really do not look cute. Barbie has done some really nice looking gloves back in the day, especially for silkstone gals. But this glove, this just does not feel fitted. It feels like a just really lumpy piece of fabric on that arm, and it really does her justice just to take those off, because it was not a cute look. No one does chic better than Barbie. In the third installment since our reprise of the iconic Barbie fashion model collection, this Petticoat Perfection doll embodies the elegant ease of haute couture. She wears a taffeta off-shoulder cocktail dress adorned with statement bows, shimmering rhinestone buttons, and layers of ruffled organza. Sparkling earrings, a choker necklace, and opera-length gloves add the perfect touch of bling and drama to her breathtaking look. Yeah, I mean, minus the drama, because those gloves were just not it. It's one of those few dolls that are now designed by Robert Best. I feel like he only does these dolls. I would love to see a styled by design doll from Robert Best. I mean, his designs are always so elegant, so haute couture, so Paris chic, you know. He really has a feel for that style. If I could make some suggestions, you know, I imagine myself now at Mattel HQ talking to people in charge of the BFMC collection. Bring it back a little to, like, you know, old Hollywood, and start by, you know, making these boxes just the way that they were, to add some cohesiveness for the rest of the series, because these, you know, really white boxes stand out way too much from all of the other beautiful girls in this collection. And just try themings. I think that would be like the best way to go with this collection. Go with the themings. Do some holidays, do some characters maybe from TV shows, but in a silkstone kind of style, like they did with Madman. Go more on the pop culture route, but keep it silkstone, you know? People love that memorabilia, people love pop culture, especially for Barbie, and maybe especially reimagined in this vintage style silkstone way. Because I think and I fear if BFMC is continuing on with this particular route, it's gonna end real soon for this collection of dolls, because I don't really see people buying them. And we love these vintage-faced gals. That was just my quick thought. What do you think about BFMC and the future of BFMC? Do you have suggestions perhaps for Mattel to do? What do you think of this girl? Thoughts, people, thoughts. Comment down below and let's keep that conversation about this girl and this line, this iconic line going. So this was my multi-review about these latest additions to my collection. What do we think? What do we think? Drop some thoughts, some comments down below. Let's keep that conversation rolling about these girls. Did you get any of these girls? All the love, the frustration, you know, leave it down below. And let's talk about it. Let's, you know, and let's have some doll therapy here. Like, yeah. Because this, let's be real, this is our therapy. Okay, I will see you down in the comments below, and see you all in my next video. Mwah! Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and of course, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified about any new videos that I upload. You can also follow me on Instagram at Barbie Nation. That's usually where I post all of my updates. And until the next video, mwah, big kisses from me, and I love you all.